What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. The Guru and I, of course, John is out for this week, but he will be back for our playoff, for the playoff episodes beginning next week. We're already here.
The wild card episode.
Yeah, it is the regular season finale. We're heading into Week 18, Episode 16 of the fifth quarter. If you've been tuning in all season long, we thank you, of course, and we can't wait to keep it going through the playoff stretch beginning next week, like I said.
Keep watching, subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. Hit all them buttons down there.
Just like the Guru said. And reminder, our number one rule, tell your mother. Tell your mother.
Tell your mom. And make sure your mom tells her sister and her aunt, and everybody just goes right down the line. It spreads like fucking COVID.
Listen to the Guru. Exactly. The good type, though. All right? No infectious diseases over here. But, Guru, we've been talking about it a lot within the past week. Like I said, it is Week 18, the last week. So you know what that means. We have a shit ton of scenarios right now on who can clinch.
They're fucking crazy.
To give you guys... Actually, I'm just going to go run down right here. So basically, let's start off with the AFC. No, let's start off with the NFC because AFC is the most wild in my opinion. So the NFC... As of right now, the Packers, NFC North champs, number 1 seed, they clinched it.
They get the bye.
Dallas Cowboys, NFC East champs.
Remember, only one bye.
Yes, that started last season, right, or 2 seasons ago.
This year because they expanded the 18.
Well, it's always been like that since like last season, right?
No,
it has.
First time, or second season's done. Okay, one game bye. One team.
So Packers, North champs with the number 1 seed, only team getting the bye. And obviously that speculated that they might sit them out because, of course, with injuries and Aaron Rodgers' broken foot. And Matt LaFleur said it best. He said, if I do that, that's basically a 3-week off period for some guys, and we can't be affording that right now.
Look who they're playing.
True. I mean, the Lions, yeah.
So you put your fucking third string in, you should be able to beat these Lions. However, make sure you got a bottle of fucking booze, your favorite booze, ready.
Because the Lions could fuck us over. They could beat the Packers to finish off this weird season.
Over all year. But now the Lions should just say fuck it.
Oh, 100%.
And dump it and stay with the draft pick. Hopefully, like the Jags, oh my God, they fucking win or something.
yeah.
Because they're playing.
Well, no matter what, Jags have the first pick, though, right? I think that's how.
Not if they win a game, because then it'll be 3 games.
Oh yeah.
They're both sitting at 2 games. Detroit just got the tie.
Yeah, there we go.
That's why they're in front. So.
Okay.
But the Colts got something to play for.
They do, and we'll be getting into that in a moment. But to continue with the NFC, the Cowboys, NFC East Division, they clinch. Buccaneers, NFC South Division, they clinch. The Rams, Cardinals, and Eagles all clinch playoff berths. Obviously, the only division right now is the NFC West that is up for grabs here. The Cardinals can clinch it with a win plus a Rams loss. My apologies there. The Rams can clinch the NFC West with a win or tie, or if Arizona loses or ties. So pretty interesting there. And this is where it gets pretty interesting for the NFC because there is only 1 wild card spot left. Obviously, it will it's definitely what's the team I just said right there? It's definitely the Eagles. They have the 1 wild card spot. Obviously, it'll come down to whoever's second in the NFC West. Looks like it'll be Cardinals as of right now, but if a bunch of stuff happens, could be the Rams also. And the final one is down to the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers.
That's the interesting one.
It is very interesting.
Because that one, with the win over the Falcons, and the 49ers lose to the Rams.
Which has to happen as well, both of those things.
Both of those 2 scenarios, they got to win, they got to lose, and they're in.
And in all honesty, I think that might be the one outcome that happens.
Fucking Sean Payton.
I hate Sean Payton. I hate the Saints.
He might be. What if he gets in and spoils your fucking Rams?
Well,
I ain't even gonna live with you, man. You're gonna be fucking a wreck.
Oh no! I mean, Sean Payton has caused me many mental breakdowns in my lifetime, even before I was a Rams fan. So this would just be.
This goes back all the way to Bountygate, people.
But remind you as well. The Rams fucked over Sean Payton a couple of years ago. You can debate that how you'd like in the playoffs. But if that were to happen, I wouldn't be mad at all. I wouldn't be. And might I say, I was happy when that happened.
Refs got.
Did I agree with the refs call? No, but did I like that it happened to Sean Payton? 110% I did.
Absolutely.
Fuck that guy. But no, looking at this, I think this one is the most realistic one because also it's San Francisco. They either get a win or tie, so it's pretty easy for them. But obviously going up against the hot Rams, who are obviously looking to clinch the division and
you looked,
home field advantage.
Right, the Rams they're going for that home field division clinch, and they're playing the 49ers.
Yeah.
So the Rams could help out your Saints.
They could.
Saints just got to make sure they beat the Falcons, and then there you have it.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. But at the same time as well, Atlanta's only 7-9. Grant, they have nothing to play for. They've been eliminated for a minute now. But they like to be spoilers. They hate the New Orleans Saints. That's a little rivalry in itself over there.
It's true. And, who knows if they're going to sit guys, so they don't want to injure any guys, if they want to do some wheeling and dealing in the offseason. So the Falcons sit guys. Saints go on the road, beat the Falcons. Your Rams beat up on the 49ers. Here it comes.
Well, because at that point, it would be 9-8. Obviously, we'd have to see how it goes with the Eagles. But as of right now, there's a chance that first playoff game, depending on the seeding, of course, could be Rams versus Saints.
It could.
Which, I mean, I love that because I think Taysom Hill will get eaten up by the Rams defense without a doubt. It'll be fucking pick city known to man in that game.
Or Drew Brees comes out of retirement for the playoffs.
Fuck that.
When you shit.
Fuck Drew Brees. He had a receding hairline, and now that he's on NBC, he has a full hairline. It doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, moving on.
But no, do you think Saints or Niners get in?
That's a tough call.
With the scenarios going or not?
I mean, the Niners hold the tiebreaker over the Eagles. That's one thing they got going for them.
But they have to get the win.
And they need that Saints loss. I think I picked the 49ers in the beginning.
You picked them to win the division. But I'll still give you.
But I mean,
still in the playoffs.
Division going into the playoffs. I said this is a team to watch out for.
Yeah.
Lately, they don't look like the team to watch out for.
They've been dangerous.
But they're sneaky.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Garoppolo gets hot. You got E.W.B.A. Samuel. I don't care what anybody says.
E.W.B.A. Samuel's a top wide receiver.
He is a fucking G, man.
He is.
Top wide receiver. Plus, he's a double threat, man. He could run those, reverse plays and shit. Look out. But I'm going to say.
And remind you, I don't know for certain, but I think with
tough.
I think the Niners might have to, because I know Jimmy G has a hand injury, and he came out today and said that it's been hurting him. Had some good reps at practice, but we might get Trey Lance, a rookie with only 2 starts under his belt, going up against a stacked Rams defense.
It's true.
So it's going to be. And remind you that he whooped up on the Texans last week. The last I checked, the Texans are the Texans.
Just for you, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say the Saints going to squeak in the playoffs.
I mean, in my opinion,
we're used to seeing them there.
We are, and it'll be interesting to see them get there, especially with how their season has went. With Jameis getting out early, and then at that point it was like, well, then who else do they have here?
Nobody.
Listen, I don't want to go with the Saints, but I'm going to have to, just because the situation of them beating the Falcons and the Niners losing to the Rams is the most realistic one to me.
Exactly.
But
that's why it's screaming Saints to me.
Yeah, but at the same time as well, and granted, I have faith in my Rams, but could this be a game where, now I don't know about timing. Okay, both of them play at 4:25, so they'll never know. I was about to say, maybe if they saw the Cardinals get beat, and they think, you know what? We got it then. We're all good. Maybe sit out or some shit. So it'll be interesting. But looking at it, I think the Saints squeak in, but they definitely will not get past the wild card slot in the playoffs. Mark my words on that. Because I think Taysom Hill as a quarterback is not substantial in this league at all. I don't think so. Granted, they beat the Panthers, but the Panthers are the Panthers.
He's a backup quarterback.
He's a glorified utility, like in baseball. He's a utility guy.
Yeah, he's a Don Kelly baby for the Tigers.
That's a perfect way to put it right there. He's Don Kelly.
That's what he is.
He's Don Kelly, the
Don
NFL.
Kelly, the NFL.
But at the same time as well, I would love to see the 49ers because a couple of weeks, and I mean, we've been alluding to it. They're a team that you don't want to go up against, but at the same time, you do at this as well. They're a weird mix.
Yeah, and what it is that the Saints have had a weird-ass season.
Yeah.
They're beating teams they shouldn't. They're losing teams that they should beat, and they're losing to them. So, who knows what goes here? The Falcons might come out and beat their ass. Who knows?
They could. And then next thing you know, by next week, we'll be saying a potential Niners versus, Rams game in the playoffs or whatever. Yep. So we both think Saints will. Hopefully, that's not the case. I would love to see the Niners in the playoffs. I love it when the Niners get that deep.
You'd rather play the Niners than the Saints.
Fuck no, I'd rather play the Saints than the Niners. The Saints suck.
But they're going to scare you once they get in.
Listen here, you have my word. If the Saints make it to the playoffs and beat the Rams wild card round, and I'll reiterate this next week before the wild card begins, I will publicly come on here and say that Sean Payton is the greatest coach of all time. You have my word.
Okay.
You have my word.
Okay. Everybody heard that.
It's a nasty word, but I'll say it. I'm a man of my word. So let's move over to the most chaotic scenarios now, the AFC.
Are you going to buy a Sean Payton jersey?
I'll buy a visor, even better. You know how he always wears the visor?
The visor, that's a good one, yeah.
I'll get the visor instead.
And you'll have to wear it throughout the playoffs.
Yes, and all next year on the show.
There you have it. You gotta fucking go Saints, man. I want to see this.
It's a nasty bet I'm putting on myself, but I don't think it'll happen.
You're like,
I will never come back on the. You and John can run the show next year. I'll just be behind the camera the whole time. But let's move over to the AFC. Very chaotic. Let's as of right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of. This is really.
It's fucking chaotic. The Titans have won the AFC South. As of right now, there's no number one seed secure yet, but they are number one right now, so they're in the running for it.
Right.
They clinched the South. The Kansas City Chiefs, like I said earlier in the season,
hold the tiebreakers. You mentioned that.
Yes, the Titans do hold the tiebreaker. That is a good point to bring up. The Chiefs, like we said earlier, at least I was saying, John was a hater. Give them time; they'll be here. And guess what? They're AFC West Division champs.
You can never count them out.
You can't. One team, I don't think we saw it all, but it happened. Big Dick Joe and Jamar Chase. The Bengals are AFC North Division champs.
Look the fuck out.
That's a dangerous team right there. That's a dangerous team.
What was it? Plus 3,000? Or plus 2,000?
Plus 2,000.
Plus 2,000.
Plus 2,000.
Drop $10 on the Bengals at plus 2,000.
Watch it. I'm telling you. They're fucking scary.
Shout out to Barstool Sportsbook.
Yes.
Portnoy and the boys.
They're a fucking scary-ass team, might I say. But no, yeah, so they clinched the AFC North Division. As of right now, the only division that has been clinched is the East. It is down to the Bills or the Patriots. So with that being said, let's go into that scenario real quick to see how it can pan out. The Buffalo Bills can clinch the AFC East Division title with a win. So all they have to do is win out because they hold the tiebreaker over the Patriots. If the Patriots lose, they get it. Or if they tie and the Patriots tie as well, and obviously they're going against two different teams.
And they got the Jets at home.
They do have the Jets at home. So it should be a fucking easy win right there. So it looks like right now the Bills will be AFC East champions. I think I can already solidify that.
That seems like it's going to happen.
So let's move on to Cincinnati here. The team of destiny, as I'm calling them, America's team right now. They can clinch the AFC number one seed and become the first round bye with a win plus Tennessee loss plus a Kansas City loss plus a New England loss or tie. So that's a fucking lot right there. Or another scenario, they win, and grant they're going against Cleveland, but also remind you, Cincinnati might be without Joe Burrow just to rest him for this week, they were saying. He's listed as questionable last I saw, but we'll never know until this Sunday.
That's because there's got to be a lot to happen right there. That's a good move by the coach.
Oh, it is a good move because they already secured. They already
why put him out there, risk him getting hurt when this scenario is there's a lot to happen for you to clinch it. So
yeah, and Grant, you're going up against a Cleveland team, which is now. I mean, we'll talk about in the offseason, but it's looking like they're moving off from Baker. He's officially calling it quits for the season. He's going to go get surgery or whatever.
Yes.
So it's like it's definitely winnable.
Surgery.
And the other scenario is Cincinnati wins, Tennessee gets an L, Kansas City gets the L, and Buffalo wins. So pretty much you're shooting at a dartboard there in the dark, in my opinion. But alas, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So let's move on now to the Kansas City. We have a lot of scenarios with the AFC, ladies and gentlemen, so buckle up here. Kansas City, to clinch the number one seed, they need a win plus a Tennessee loss or tie, or just a simple KFC tie. I mean, I said KFC, fuck. Kansas City tie plus a Tennessee loss. So pretty interesting there. Just to make sure I covered all the number one seeds real quick. For Tennessee getting the number one seed, they go up against the 4-12 Houston, who, remind you, they kicked their ass a couple weeks ago. Yes, so let's not forget about that. They clinched number one with first scenario, a simple win, or they tie plus a Kansas City loss or tie. The third scenario, Kansas City loss plus a Cincinnati loss or tie, plus a New England loss or tie. Or the final scenario, Kansas City loss plus Cincinnati loss or tie, plus a Buffalo win. Guru, before we get into the wild card scenarios, who's getting the number one seed in the AFC?
I'm going to stick with the Titans.
I'm going with that as well.
Because, all that loss scenario stuff, or they win.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're going to get revenge on the Texans.
Oh, yeah. to finish off the season, you got it.
You know they're going in there saying, hey, this ain't going to fucking happen twice this year.
Yeah.
It's tough for a team to beat the other teams twice in one season, let alone it's the fucking Houston Texans.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's pretty hard when you, especially you're a bottom-tier team.
Because that was unbelievable.
Oh yeah, Tyrod Taylor just had like a career game. That was about it.
Yeah.
And might I say as well, he won't be returning this week, but they have activated Derrick Henry off the IR. Pretty interesting heading into the playoffs.
They saved him for the playoffs, and a lot of people forgot about Derrick Henry.
I did for a minute. I forgot he was. I thought he was done for the year. In all honesty,
they've been saving that beast.
They have been, but it'll be interesting to see how long he gets in the playoffs, and especially how long themselves make it in. So we both are going with the Titans being the #1 seed heading into the playoffs and getting that bye. So let's head into the juicy part of it now. We got the wild card stuff. Let's start off with some teams that
this is juicy right here too, because you got 3 teams.
Oh, you got more than 3 teams, playa. Sir,
well, I'm talking about the in the hunt teams, the ups.
Oh yeah, there's 3 in the hunt, and then
there's the 3 spoiler teams. You only had one. Saints were the only spoiler team in the NFC. You got 3 over here in the AFC.
Well, altogether, it's Chargers, Raiders, Colts, Ravens, and Steelers. Ravens and Steelers are the 2 teams that are kind of on the outside looking out, in my opinion, because they, kind of need a lot to happen here. Well, let's start off with the Ravens. Why not? To clinch a playoff berth, they're going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, remind you. They need to win that game, plus the Chargers to lose, plus the Colts to lose. And remind you, Colts are playing the Jaguars. I feel like a lot of people are missing that. And granted, the Colts haven't beaten the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm pretty sure, in Jacksonville, where it's at, since 2014. I'm not a, little voodoo guy, on curses, but we'll see. We'll fucking see.
See, that's a lot to happen right there. That's the same scenario as the Titans losing to the Texans.
Oh,
I don't think the Colts are going to lose to the Jags.
Oh, me neither. And to add on to that, they need a Miami loss or tie. So I think the Ravens, Lamar's injured. Sorry to hear about that. Better luck next year. Kind of a failed season, in my opinion, for them. I don't think they're making it that far. To go off, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they're going up against, they need to win their game, Indianapolis to lose, plus the Vegas and Chargers game does not end in a tie. That is the most interesting part of this scenario, is that it literally says that they just can't tie.
Right. Now, this one hinges again.
Yeah.
The Jags beating the Colts.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the underlying, that's like the huge factor right there. That's like, what the fuck? But speaking of the Colts, let's go to their scenarios right now. Like we said, they're going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, aka the worst team in the league right now. Their path to clinching a wild card slot, they need to win or tie, which I think is going to happen, or the Chargers lose plus Baltimore and Pittsburgh tie, or the Chargers lose plus a Steelers loss plus a Miami win. That's another one where it's a lot where when you boil it down, they're going against the Jaguars, where it's like Jonathan Taylor should run for 300 yards against them,
right,
with ease, and that defense should eat Trevor Lawrence.
However, now you look at the Indianapolis scenario.
I just read all that off.
Oh, I thought you were on. Okay. Yeah, so the Colts, even if the Colts, they can clinch a playoff berth with the winner tie against the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose to the Jags, then you still got these other scenarios that have to happen. Is there a possibility that all the other scenarios go awry, they could still get in with losing to the Jags?
I mean, it's iffy. It's iffy. Well, no matter what, though, I feel like in one game, I feel like that we have to pinpoint as well. That's a huge one. Is the Raiders versus Chargers, where it's basically winner gets in.
Correct.
That right there, I feel like, because right now, let's go to the Chargers real quick. Oh, their only scenario is winner tie, you're in.
Right.
The Raiders,
they don't need anybody to lose, too.
Yeah, the Chargers have the easiest path to get in, because all you have to do is just win out. The Raiders, all they need is a win, or they tie, and then Indianapolis loses, or Indianapolis loses plus Pittsburgh losing or tying.
It's fucking confusing, man.
It is very confusing, because at the end of the day, it's like, when you boil, in my opinion, all right, let's sizzle this out, see where we stand with it. We said Titans are getting the number 1 seed. Who do you think's winning the AFC East? Bills or Patriots? I'm going with the Bills. They're going against the Jets.
I'm going to Bills too.
So there we go. So and Patriots have already clinched. So that means they're a wild card slot.
Yeah, and Belichick knows once comes playoff time where he is. He don't give a shit. He's in. He's not putting his bigs out there. If you don't have to win the game, you don't have to win the game.
Oh yeah, not at all. And I mean, last I checked, no matter where they're at, he's never phased. So that leaves us with 2 spots left, and obviously it comes down to the Colts, Raiders, Chargers. Obviously, like I said, Raiders and Chargers go up against each other. Unless you think the Ravens or Steelers can hit on one of those, huge ass scenarios.
That's like I said.
Yeah.
It's Texans beating the Titans.
In my opinion, I think
if that happens, the whole fucking thing just goes upside fucking down.
Oh, it does. Oh yeah, and remind you guys.
And it could.
And remind you, that's a 1 o'clock game, the Colts and Jaguars. So we'd be waiting all day to see how certain things have to pan out, which would be nasty.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Once one of these scenarios go awry, then it sometimes mixes up the whole fucking board.
Oh yeah.
Resets the deck.
Oh yeah. Because in my opinion,
this is based on where everybody's set right now.
Oh yeah.
But once the games start playing, then all the fucking trickery happens.
Oh yeah. Because in my opinion, Colts win. Then we're just waiting for that 8 o'clock game, Chargers versus Raiders. And then at that point, we'll see who wins that shit. But if they lose to start it, get the fucking red string out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be connecting all the dots then for the next hour.
Yeah, because like when you look at the Colts, they can get a win against the Jags that they're in, so if they can lose to the Jags, or a Chargers loss to the Raiders, plus the Steelers-Ravens tie, they can lose that game and still get in.
But wait, do they have to get a tie? Because
it's an or situation.
So they could lose or tie,
win or all these. They could lose that game, but if all these other scenarios happen,
no, I understand that. But what was the tie? Yeah, no, the Steelers-Ravens.
The Steelers-Ravens tie.
If you have to hold out hope on a tie, though, what are the odds of that happening?
The fucking Lions tied them.
That's a different ball game, though. That's the Lions. They suck.
Well, fuck, if that happened, it can happen to anybody.
Lions are the only team that can pull off a fucking tie, for crying out loud. How many? Don't they have
in Pittsburgh?
That was a nasty game in the middle of the rain too. Mason Rudolph couldn't throw the fucking ball. But that was last week's, multiple.
That was, wait, let me think. Yeah, I think that was Jack Daniels weekend.
It was. It was Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels or Crown Royal weekend.
Alright, so we both settled on Bills. To finish this off before we get in our picks here, pretty big announcement on who potentially won it, just saying. Who are your final 2 wildcard teams? I'm going with Colts and Chargers.
God, if they pull, I got Chargers picked to cover 3 this week, so I'm going to go Chargers too, and I'm going to go Colts, because that Colts Jags.
And at the same time as well, I mean, obviously,
I gotta agree with
obviously,
you
whichever teams we get, we'll be excited for because it is playoffs. But the better stories as well is putting in Colts with Jonathan Taylor. I mean, the Raiders, no offense to them, but their season has been plagued by negativity to where I don't give a fuck to see Derek Carr pass 100 Renfro, and I just don't.
But look what they're with all the stuff, the Gruden shit and everything that went on. Here they are. They could get in,
and that's the thing that's
they got to win a game, and they're at home.
But they're such a boring team. Oh, they're not at home. They would be a wild card. They're not getting home field.
No, I'm saying this weekend.
Oh yeah, they're at home.
Playing at home.
But they're such a boring team.
Yeah, I know.
I want Herbert in, man.
But see, that's one of those teams where when all the Gruden shit went down, blah blah blah, and you kind of forgot about the Raiders. They flew under the radar because everybody was like, all right, fuck Gruden, fuck the Raiders.
It was first Gruden. They fell off. No one cared. Then Henry Ruggs happened. And then they've just been on a plethora of irrelevancy until now, until we realize, oh shit, if they win, they're in the fucking playoffs.
Right, because after Ruggs, you look at after Ruggs went down, and he's out, Renfro started having games like a mother scratcher.
Renfro is, I would say it, and we'll talk about it in the offseason.
He almost
top 10 wide receiver potential in the league.
Yeah, and he almost, it seemed like he stepped in where Ruggs left off.
I would agree with that, yeah. I would agree.
So, then you got him, and then of course you always got Darren Waller.
Well,
he's always a threat until...
for the past 4 to 5 weeks.
Right, until he had that injury.
Yeah.
So, my point is, look what they've been doing without, Darren Waller was the fucking number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Look what they're doing without him.
I mean, it's miraculous.
They lost Ruggs, and here they are. All they got to do is beat the Chargers, and they're in.
It's miraculous, in all honesty.
It flew right under the radar.
And look at, they literally are a game away. But no, yeah, so those are the crazy-ass scenarios for the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to...
But Justin Herbert's going to solidify himself a little bit. He's got to go to Las Vegas and win this fucking game.
Oh, I agree.
If he loses this game, it's worse on the Chargers. I think it's worse on the Chargers if they lose than if the Raiders lose.
Well, I would agree with that.
Big time.
Because the Raiders have been kind of pushed back. The Chargers were number one at one point in the AFC West, beating the Chiefs, being a top dog.
Right.
So, no, yeah, I would agree with that 110%. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to head into our Week 18 picks here. The overall standings are getting juicy. It's looking like someone might have clinched, just saying. But no, yeah, we'll get back to that in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Week 18 picks. Week 17 was pretty juicy for John and I. I finished top again with a 10-6 record. John evening it out with an 8-8 record, and the Guru with a 6-10 record. Guru, how do you feel after that?
Beat up.
After
Punch
was
in
a
the face.
huge week in terms of difference. That was your week to either get close or to potentially take the lead.
Yeah, that was a
fucked
tough.
up.
That was tough because, let's see, the week before that was a 10-6 week. We had a 9-7, a 10-6, and then we started. Those 2 weeks we started inching up. Yeah, I think I was 3 or 4 behind, and then that fucking 6-10 week just fucking killed me last week.
You were four games behind me heading into week 17 with, I'm pretty sure, a potential like 9 or 8 game difference.
Yep, swinging, it didn't happen. Made some bad picks.
But overall wise, I'm still number one with a 133 and 121 and 1 record. The Guru still in second, up below 500, 125, 129 and 1. And John, I hate to say it, I love you lots, but you've been mathematically eliminated for a while now. I'll just be completely honest with that.
Well, he's still got a chance second.
He does have a chance, but who gives a fuck about second at this point?
Second's the first loser.
Exactly, loser.
Yeah, but Johnny probably want to beat me.
John's just having fun.
Oh, that's right.
He said that. He's just having fun at this point. He said, "Fuck it."
Right.
But John's 121, 133, and 1 right now. So as speaking, I mean, John could if I have but I've already checked because he sent me his picks. We have a lot of the same, so John is just out of it. And looking at it, you need 9. You need 9 wins on me, and I don't think you can get it because looking at my picks right now in your paper, we just don't have 9 different.
Well, if we got half even, we're good. You got it.
No, yeah, exactly, and I'm pretty sure we have that. So I'm going to take this from you. Grant, this was a Christmas gift that I bought for him a couple of years ago.
I got to pass it on.
But I am the Guru. Let me put it over the beanie.
You'll be the Guru next season.
I am the Guru. Don't fuck with me. Yeah, don't fuck with me. I finish. I've had.
Well, you're the only one on the plus side, so you're the only one that made money this year.
Exactly, and remind you, I have been like number 1 since like week 2. I'm pretty sure.
And even though it's only your boy, how many? What are you at now? How many games over 500?
12.
12 games.
That's money.
That's money.
That's money right there, ladies and gentlemen.
You made money.
But ladies and gentlemen, like we said, and listen here, even though that I have won this, we're going based off regular season. We'll still be doing picks for the playoffs, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
But that will not be accounted towards
this is regular season.
The Guru hat right now.
I need to go 10-6 to get back to 500.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at a big 12. We got to at least do it. We got to finish over 500. So we got to get it like a 12-4, 13-3.
Yeah. Oh, you just need a fat week overall. But speaking of, let's dive into that.
We just have a good parlay hit. Like parlay to hit.
It is the Week 18 finale, ladies and gentlemen, like we've been saying all episode, and it starts off this Saturday. We're getting 2 Saturday games. First one, we got Chiefs minus 10.5 favorites heading into the Mile High City against the Broncos. Both John and I are going with Chiefs minus 10.5. Guru, who you got?
I'm going to lay that 10.5 too against the Broncos. I bet with the Broncos. I think I won it a couple times with the Broncos, but lately the Broncos haven't covered shit.
I agree.
They're eliminated. Why let your team go out there and get their asses kicked? I think a lot of these, unless you're a spoiler team, then maybe you might play for something. But I think a lot of these teams that are eliminated, they're just going to sit back. Hey, if we fucking lose, we might go up one in the draft board.
Yeah.
You know, why get anybody hurt? So, and that's the worst thing about the last week.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's tough to pick because you don't know who they're sitting, you don't know who they're starting. You throw in fucking COVID. You know, AB shacked up with a fucking TikTok broad in fucking Jersey. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
So moving on from there, we're going Chiefs across the board. We have an NFC East matchup here. We're getting 2 this week, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle your seatbelts up. We got Cowboys -5 favorites heading into Philadelphia. Both are in the playoffs, so they're not necessarily playing for anything. I guess they're just kind of just playing to finish out the season, of course. I'm going with Cowboys -5 because after last week's win, I think they definitely do need a win for momentum heading in. Because remind you, as of right now, if Cardinals stay in that 5 slot, we will possibly be getting Cowboys versus Cardinals round 1,
right,
which will be interesting to see. John is going with Eagles +5. Guru, who you got?
That's interesting because this was a tough one. I was going back and forth. Like you say, they're both in. They don't have to worry about anything. The Cowboys beat the shit out of the Eagles, but that was in the week 3. That was a different Cowboy team.
Mm-hmm. Right, and a different Eagles team.
And a different Eagles team. And I think the Eagles got better and the Cowboys got a little mediocre.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
All right, and they're trying to find themselves back to that. But I'm going to lay the 5. The Cowboys should be able to at least cover that. I think it's going to be close. It might only be a 1 touchdown game, but what the fuck.
Moving on from that, we have actually looking at all this, every game is actually an interdivision matchup, so I'm kind of an idiot on that. We always like to pinpoint the NFC East, though, because they're the most interesting, most dysfunctional.
Yeah, they're the greatest division.
Moving on, we have Bears heading into Minnesota. Vikings are favorited by 5.5 points. John and I are both going with Vikings -5.5. And football fans, especially Bears fans, rejoice. This is Matt Nagy's final game as a coach. It's over. We don't have to deal with that schmuck anymore.
It's about time, man. He had his chance. Couldn't do it.
Oh, he did. He did.
You suck. And one of the reasons why this is the quarterback carousel. You can't be playing that fucking game.
Agreed.
Who'd you guys say?
We took Vikings.
Fuck yeah, I'm going with the Vikings too. Shout out to Connor. We're going with your team. They're at home.
Oh, he's still a Lions fan. He just lives in the state.
But he lives in the state.
Fair, I'll give you that. Moving on, we have the Bengals versus Browns, a.k.a. the second-string backup competition for quarterback. I have no idea who the fuck the quarterbacks will be. I think Case Keenum for the Browns.
Yeah.
Bengals, I don't even know who your backup is.
Who's their backup?
I don't know.
Boomer Esiason?
I wouldn't doubt it.
That'd be fucking sweet, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Out of retirement.
But the Browns are favored at home -6, which, I mean, some people are like, oh, but the Bengals, it makes sense. They're without Joey B. Joey B holds a lot of fucking weight with that team right there. But at the same time as well, Baker, he ain't playing anymore, and they might be without Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So I'm going with Bengals +6, whereas John is going with Browns -6.
Because John's a fucking sucker. I'm taking the Bengals. You got to take 6 points on the second-string Bengals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Browns are done. They're not even fucking... They ain't got no fight left in them.
Let me ask you this question here. And obviously, off-season talks, I'm excited for that. I'm already getting plans up for speaking points there, but let's kind of get a little teaser here. Is Baker Mayfield the Browns quarterback week 1 next season? Give me yes or no, and then we'll debate it later on.
Yes.
Interesting. I disagree, but interesting.
Unless they move him, but I think with...
You can't move an injured player.
I know, but he's going to have the shoulder surgery, and by this time he'll be good. I think they're stuck with him for 1 more year.
I could see. Okay.
And I think the Browns are dumb enough to stay with him for 1 more year and say, you know what, this is your because if he's still there, it's his final chance.
I would agree.
You better make the playoffs, or you're fucking out the door.
I definitely agree that if he does come, if they do bring him back for 1 year, I think it's that one last year,
right?
And then it's over.
And do they what?
Well, no, actually.
And I think a lot of it's going to say, what do the Browns do in the draft? Where did they grab a snag quarterback?
I'll actually have to look into it. I think, well, it's weird because this season would be an extension year for him. So I don't know if his contract is up after this year or if they got like the 1 more year clause. Or I'd have to check into that. But obviously we'll touch base on that eventually.
We could do quarterback carousel 1 weekend too.
Could be.
Where are they going to land, or if they're going to stay with their team, or are they going to get traded, and where are they going to trade to? We go through all the QBs.
I like that. I like that a lot. We'll this off season we have if you thought we had live talking points in the regular season, just wait until the off season. in my opinion, the most juiciest part of any sport.
It is.
So let's move on from there. Guru and I, Bengals +6, John's a sucker, Browns -6. Packers favorited -3.5 going into Detroit against the miserable Lions. I think we can all kind of agree. Packers -3.5.
The third string Packers should be able to cover this line.
And might I say, that is John's lock. He's finishing his regular season off with the Packers lock. Yes, he is.
That's good because, this is another one of the lines. Why fucking win this game? You're just going to go down the draft position. But however, when I say that, especially in relationship to the Lions, you could have #1 pick and you'll still fuck it up. It don't matter.
That is true.
It ain't gonna matter where you fucking draft because you know what, you guys can't draft.
I forgot who said on 97.1 the ticket. Shout out them, but they said it's funny because when it happened when they beat who was the second team they beat? The Cardinals. When they beat the Cardinals and it was confirmed that Jaguars were in the running for the #1 spot if they just lose out and shit. Basically, it was like, of course, Detroit fans were in uproar about it, pissed off. But someone on 97.1 ticket, I don't remember who said it best. They said, no matter what pick they have, look at their history on picks. Does it fucking matter where they're at?
It doesn't. Now, the regime we got now, right home with Dan Campbell. I think everybody was kind of pleased with their draft pick last year. With Penny Sewell so far.
Oh, yeah. That was a dub.
And Amon St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
This kid's showing promise. And what was he, a third? I think he was a third rounder.
3rd through 5th, something like that.
I think it was a third because he came after the... who did he pick second?
Oh,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But, so hopefully... And they got a bunch of draft picks.
They got
the trade.
Remind you, they have 2 in the first round this
rounds.
year.
They might have 2 first rounds and
2 second rounds.
2 seconds possibly. It's either 2 seconds or 2 thirds. So let's see if they hit. If they can hit on those, we got those. It's those second and those thirds and stuff. You got to hit down there.
I agree.
You got to pick up a good player, but don't take a fucking tight end. Don't take a fucking cornerback.
And don't take a quarterback. I think give Goff 1 more year. Goff wasn't terrible this year. I'll give him that. He was mediocre at best, but
right.
But give him 1 year.
Go defense, but we'll have that for another show.
Of course. Moving on from that, we have the Colts -15.5 favorites heading into Jaguars, aka like the game we said. If Colts lose this, chaos will erupt amongst everywhere. The fucking whiteboards will be scribbled everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can all agree. Colts -15.5. That's where all 3 of us are standing there. Yep. Moving on, we have the Steelers at Ravens, which was the most interesting game, and I probably went back 10 times on this game.
We're going to be different on this one.
Ravens are -6 favorites in Baltimore. John is going with Ravens -6. I started off with the Ravens -6. I went to Steelers +6. I went back to Ravens -6. I've settled on Steelers +6.
Good. So do I.
I think it's going to be too close. Lamar Jackson hasn't practiced this week, from what I've been reading.
Plus, this is Ben's last stand.
It is his last stand.
His last road game.
Hey, he won his last home game, so that means in his last game, you got to get the win there.
He wants
especially
to win
against the Ravens.
Especially against a division opponent, the Ravens. Take the 6 points.
And I just think for that fact as well, I feel like a second string Baltimore up against the first string Steelers, they can cut +6 is easy whether they get the win or not, in my opinion.
Plus, it could be a spoiler game. They're in the hunt.
It could be.
It's a lot to happen.
Afterwards, we have the Titans -10 favorites heading into Houston to go up against the Texans. John is going with Titans -10, and so am I. And Guru is going with
Titans -10.
There we go, right across the board there, ladies and gents.
Texans ain't doing it twice.
Afterwards, like I say, the only division that I'll pinpoint, an NFC East matchup, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Washington. Might I say before I get in, February 2nd, I don't know if you heard, they're announcing their new name. Could be the Admirals. Allegedly, there's a website where if you click in, like, Washington football team, it takes you like an Admirals website. Terrible name. I don't like it. Should have gone with the Red Wolves. That's why I'm not a fan of them anymore. See, making terrible decisions all around the board right there. They're heading into New Jersey to play up against the Giants in Meadowlands, MetLife, whatever, fuck it. It's MetLife. It's the final game. I give them shit all year, especially this season with the report not being dropped yet, which we will get. It'll happen. John's going to Washington
Doing it?
-7. I'm going to Washington -7. Why not?
Ooh.
I'm going with them.
For the hell, what was he? Extending an olive branch or something?
I am. It's the end of the season.
Because he's got the hat. He's going to go Washington. It doesn't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean shit.
Right. But you know what?
You've done it all year.
2 games, elimination games. I've won with you guys. I've lost with you guys. One last chance. Give me +7. The G-Man. I'm doing it one last time.
Would you rather have +7 or the plus infamous 10.5 that they always would give you?
I'd rather have the +10.5, but yeah.
I agree.
Give me the 7.
Moving off there, we have the Panthers going into the Antonio Brownless Buccaneers. We didn't even talk about that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a shit show in itself. Buccaneers are favorited -8 in Tampa Bay. John's going with Bucks -8. I'm going with Bucks -8. And Guru?
I'm going Bucks -8 too. Do you think Antonio cries his way back?
No, it's over. It's over.
Because there's some texts that Bruce Arians was saying, come in and want to talk to you and shit.
Well, no, that was before.
begging.
That was before. That was like before everything.
Was it?
Oh yeah. You saw the text message that he leaked out today?
Yeah.
No, those are all before. And time out here. Did you see the ones with Tom Brady's trainer?
Yes.
Antonio Brown, why are you gonna publicly release text messages trying to say that this guy just took your money, when literally at the end of his text message it said, "So where would you like me to send the money at?"
Yeah.
He fucking is a good guy.
He's gonna send you the balance back. What do you want?
And to make it even more interesting, you had to post that text conversation twice because fucking the first time you did it, you accidentally left the screenshot of your bank account numbers and shit that you left out. So every scammer is on your ass now, Brown. You're a fucking idiot. All right? Get help. You probably have CTE to the max because Vontaze Burfict fucked your shit up and you haven't been the same since.
He did.
But good God, Antonio Brown, think before you post, dude. Think. I don't give a shit. I love the fact you walked out. That was the most entertaining shit I've seen all season. But dude, if you're gonna fucking out somebody, out them in the right way. What are you doing, man?
But if you still have any sane brain cells left, listen to him. Get yourself straight. Because you still could be one of the best wide receivers in this league if you stayed healthy.
He could, but someone...
But now they're saying he's got fractured bones in his ankle.
Well, yeah, because that was the thing to begin with and everything. And then plus the incentives that he wanted guaranteed, which they don't make incentives guaranteed, right. Last I checked. Incentives are incentives. It's in the fucking word, dude.
But if you think you're ever going to make a comeback, you better get your shit together or go get your brain checked out because you probably have CTE.
No, yeah. I mean, but...
Because you got your shit fucking robbed.
But a lot of people have been saying as well that no matter what, they think that this is the end of Antonio Brown because he's been given so many chances. And with this situation in particular, it's a fucking mess.
It's got to be. It is.
Antonio, no matter what, in my opinion, he has a Hall of Fame career. That man's numbers...
Yeah, he does. He got a chance at another ring.
Oh, yeah. And you had the chance right now. I mean, granted, Mike Evans is still playing, but he's dealing with a nagging hamstring injury. He had the chance to be the number 1 wide receiver during this little playoff stretch. So yeah, Antonio Brown, you fucked up. Next time you try outing someone, please do it in the correct, proper way, please. That was embarrassing to read. But we're going with...
And you came back and won the game.
That's the best
That's
part.
the
That's the best part. But no, yeah, Bucks...
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Go get a bowl of Cocoa Puffs tomorrow. Sit down, eat them.
Bucks -8 across the boards here. Let's go to another team that both him and Tom... He was only on this team for 1 game until, obviously, all the sexual assault allegations came out. Patriots -6.5 favorites, heading down to Miami. Shout out Will Smith to go up against the Dolphins. I am going with the Dolphins +6.5. I think it's going to be a close game. John's going with +6.5 as well, which should say a lot because he's a Patriots diehard. I don't think he's went up against the Patriots once this season when it came to the picks. So yeah, Dolphins +6.5.
You know, I was iffy on this one too, but you know what? I'm going with the Patriots. Fuck it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm just doing it for fun now.
I respect it. You got nothing to lose, literally.
Because you know why? The Dolphins fucked me last week. So that's why I got to go for the Patriots.
Yeah, the Dolphins fucked me. I didn't expect that to happen, to them to get their ass kicked by the Titans. But isn't it funny? They went on that 7-game win streak in playoff contention. They lose that 1 game and they're out.
You should have. Yeah, and you know, you should have known. If going 7 wins, 7 losses, or 7 losses and then 7 wins, were you going to go? You know, it's like we're rooting for you. Go ahead and get that 8th win.
Yeah,
I want to see it. So that that was part of You never bet with your heart, but we did a little bit. We were rooting on you. We were in your team.
Oh yeah, we're in your corner at the end of the day.
And you fucked us.
We're
You shit the fucking bed. So you know what? Fuck you. I hope the Pats kick your ass.
Moving on there, we have the worst coach of all time, Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints. -4.5 favorites heading into Atlanta. If you plan on going there in Atlanta and going to Chick-fil-A, just know they are closed on Sundays. That is the worst place to have a Chick-fil-A in a football stadium, might I say. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But, like I said, Saints are favored in -4.5. John's going with Falcons +4.5. Falcons, anytime they're underdogs, have been my team this year, so I'm going Falcons +4.5 as well. I love it.
Saints want to play spoiler. I'm laying the 4.5. And what do you think of the price of chicken sandwiches in the fucking stadium?
I mean, shit, if they're kind of a little bit, if they're pricey
bucks.
just at the restaurant in general, I would assume they're
There's
like
got to be a $15, $20 sandwich, you think?
maybe the meal deals.
Yeah,
probably like a $7. I would say that's a safe chicken sandwich price for an in stadium.
I bet you it's $10.
Well, I'm trying to think because I mean, airport prices are different. Airport prices are a little bit down
always...
to earth. Well, no, actually, no. I went to
they're a little inflated too.
In the Minnesota in the Minneapolis airport. I was on a Sunday. I heard they had a Chick-fil-A. I wanted to go, but I forgot they were fucking closed. I completely forgot.
Yeah,
it's the biggest scam of a restaurant, might I say. So no, yeah, Falcons +4.5 here. Saints -4.5 there. The Jets heading into the Bills territory. Bills are favorited by -16.5 points.
God, I don't like these fucking lines.
I don't like it either. John and I are both going with Bills -16.5 though. But this game could easily be Jets like just losing by 10 or 11 or some dumb shit, which they have done a lot this year. They did it against the the Bucs last week. Guru, who you got?
I'm going Bills.
Bills -16.5.
Yeah,
smart man. Afterwards, we have the Seattle Seahawks, which could potentially be the final game that we see Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll in Seattle attire. We'll have to see about that in the offseason, of course. They're going to Arizona to go against the Cardinals. Cardinals are obviously playing for the NFC West division title. They're also favored by -16.5 points right there. John's going Cards -6.5. I'm going Cards -6.5. Who you got?
I'm also laying the Cards 6.5. But you know what? I'm going to change this Bills. Give me the fucking Jets at 16.5.
Really?
Give me the Jets.
That might be the only one that you've ever rescinded on.
I don't like that 16.5.
Could happen.
Even though the Jets suck, but they can play spoiler. I think they're going to keep it under 16.5. I'm changing it up.
I mean, I could see it too. I think it's going to happen that way. It's just
I don't think the Bills are going to play that hard. They're going to play enough to win. But I think it's going to be one of those things. Once they got that fucking
all you need is a couple
10, 12-point lead, they're going to start running the football. You're late in the third. It's going to be one of those deals.
I think you might have just not hit that.
And then what's going to happen is it's going to be like a 12-point lead, and then you're going to run the ball, and okay, Jonathan Taylor, he might still be out there, and all of a sudden he busts a big one for a fucking score.
Jonathan Taylor? That's not even the correct team.
Or not Jonathan Taylor, fucking Singletary.
Oh.
I'm thinking, I got that Colts on my fucking mind because they're at 15
and
a half too.
That's lines.
So yeah, Devin Singletary's going to bust one out, score, and all of a sudden they're up by fucking 18. They fuck me again. I could see that scenario.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, we'll go with the Jets.
So who are you going? Seahawks or Cardinals? You said you're going with the
Cards.
Cards. All right. Another interesting matchup, playoff ramifications on the line right here. Niners heading into SoFi to go up against my Rams. Rams -4.5 favorites, ladies and gentlemen. John's going -4.5 Rams. I'm going -4.5 for Rams. I love you, Sean McVay. Who you got?
I think Rams -4.5. I like that too. They're at home. And I even got an asterisk against the lock. This is going to be a first leg of a parlay. I just don't know I don't know what we're going to parlay it with yet.
To finish it off, we have the game in the AFC that winner of this goes to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy game.
We have the Chargers -3 heading to Las Vegas. To go against the Raiders. John is picking Raiders +3. I'm going Chargers -3. I've loved Chargers with a 3 in them all year long. I love Justin Herbert, Oregon alumni. You know how I feel about that. And since this is the final game of the regular season, it's my lock. It's my lock of the week. Chargers -3.
You think that's a lock?
I know it's a lock.
Is that my second leg of the parlay?
Oh, fuck. Don't.
I got Chargers -3 also. So
don't put it up. No, actually, do an LA parlay. I'm an LA fan. Rams. Do the LA parlay for me.
An LA parlay.
Yes. An LA parlay. Yeah, it has a nice little ring to it. Look at right here.
Look at 3 California.
Look at this is how you got to do it right here. You guys won't be able to
two-leg LA parlay.
Par. Oh shit! Wait. Look at
Par LA.
Yeah, you see. Look at. Oh shit! Right there, baby. What 2 letters go up against?
Parlay. Yep.
There's 2 letters in the word parlay that go up against each other. L and A. It's a sign. It's a sign, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we'll do a 2-leg right there.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the regular season finale for the 5th quarter. All 3 of us will be back next week to begin playoff talk, wild card round.
Wild card weekend.
It's getting juicy, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, buckle up. Things are getting real. Like I said, if you've been riding with us all regular season long, thank you. Get ready for the playoffs, and especially like we keep teasing, the off season will be a lot of heated debates necessarily. Oh, yeah. Not even just between us two, but him versus John. Punches might get thrown. Granted, him and I are both over the age of 18, so he won't get charged for it at all. It's a simple fight at the end of the day.
We have to bring the ammunition because we're probably going to have the great GOAT debate.
Well, we will
that
definitely.
Gets pretty dicey.
We will have that debate without a doubt.
That one gets pretty dicey.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I am the guru right here. Just want to hold the. I mean, it might be green screen blended in, but just know I am.
How's it feel?
Guru. Feels fucking great, in all honesty. Especially since I've had the lead since like week 2 and just ran away with it ever since. Never look back. Never look back.
If we go out to Vegas during March Madness, you might have to wear the guru hat out there.
I will gladly wear that. This will never leave my head.
You can throw some snaps out there.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Like you said earlier, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and who to tell?
Your mom.
And who else?
Your mom's mom, your mom's sister, the hot aunt, and all her girlfriends too, and all their boyfriends and the other guys too.
Yeah,
pretty much everybody.
Exactly.
But once you start with your mom, it's going to spread like wildfire.
Exactly. It's going to be like the what is it? The 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You get one person, you can connect it with everybody. That's how this show is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week for playoff football. Get ready for it.
Juicy weekend.
Love you all. Peace.
See ya.